It's an NRL news update. Subscribe to SEN League on YouTube and the SEN podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Alrighty, let's go. Josh Addo-Carr joins Parramatta Eels. We know that 2025 NRL season, but ParaEels.com have released this. The Parramatta Eels are excited to announce the signing of dynamic winger Josh Addo-Carr for 2 years. Now, the agreement includes an option, so there's more detail on this. The agreement includes an option in the club's favour for the 2026 season, which I love, Brian.
Yeah, you don't hear of the club's option, do you? It's
No.
always in the players' favour.
Yeah.
So that's good shopping by Rolsey.
Who's going to be the best signing? So you've got Gutho, who's gone to the Dragons. You've got Sevo, he's gone to the Super League. But Regan Campbell-Gillard to the Gold Coast. Blaze Salungi to the Panthers. Ethan Sanders, a youngster to the Raiders.
Isaiah Papali'i to go berserk
Yeah.
at Penrith.
Wayne Bennett as a coach to South.
Zach Lomax.
Zach Lomax to Parramatta.
Ben Hunter to... Oh, sorry. Oh, and this Freudian slip.
That's got to happen.
Yeah, sure it has.
That's got to happen.
I don't have any. I've went to my sources, and they're all very quiet, which makes me think. I think he could be living in Bondi. Somewhere.
When you say your sources, is there a board meeting and do fellow sources say, "Don't tell Brian"?
For sure.
Yeah,
There would be. There would be. I'm just trying to think of two that would say yes. Definitely not.
Mate, I tell you, who can play. Everyone's talking about Isaiah Iongi from Penrith, and very, very good. But I was tipped off about Joash Papali'i as a fullback. He's a Canterbury kid. I was tipped off about him last year to maybe make a splash. So I wouldn't write him off. He goes to Parramatta with Jordan Samrani. I tell you a cheeky signing for Parramatta. Jack Williams from Cronulla.
Yeah,
That's a good, nice little cheeky signing.
Good player.
Yeah.
So, who do you think will be? Because young Matt Arthur's gone to the Knights. There was a bit of chat about Brailey.
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, he's gone up there. So
Okay.
Jayden Brailey, was there talk he was coming back? Was it a swapsy? I haven't heard any of that. But
There's been a lot of talk about Jayden Brailey for a long time, leaving the Knights, hasn't there?
Yeah, I think the chat was when Flano took over the Dragons, but yeah, that sort of hasn't come to fruition.
Okay. Jermaine Hopgood, he's staying to 2027. Bailey Simonson. Charlie Geimer, he's a rip and tearer. Matt Dory. Saxon Pryke, don't know Saxon. Richard Penasini, I've met Richard Penasini. Wow. He's got that X-factor look about him.
Position?
Big, bullocking centre.
Okay. Like his bro?
It's a bit like the old
Is it
guy.
his bro or his cousin?
It's his bro,
Yeah.
younger bro, and they always say the younger one's better.
Yeah.
But he does look to have, you know when you meet someone, you go, they're a star.
Yep.
I met Richard Penasini, he had crutches on at the time, and I thought, this kid's a star.
Okay.
He's a bona fide
What gave
star.
you that feeling?
It's the glint in the eye, Brian. He was only 17, but he just had that carry of him
Okay.
that said, I'm a star, I'm coming through. I promise you, just based on me seeing him in the mounting yard, I think Richard Penasini will be bigger than Will Penasini. There you go.
Bernadette Cooper.
Yes, exactly right. Now, Storm, they grab a 7-star early. Now, they have already picked up, as we know, Will Warbrick for the last couple of seasons. He's been tremendous. But the new Melbourne Storm recruit, Moses Leo, will arrive at Amy Park a year early after New Zealand Rugby granted him an early release from his Sevens contract, Brian. Storm initially signed Leo to a 2-year deal starting in 2026. However, he joins the Storm immediately, which the Melbourne Storm Director of Football, Frank Panisi, says this: we're looking forward to seeing Moses join his teammates for pre-season this year and appreciate the cooperation from New Zealand Rugby in supporting Moses with his request for an early release. Class act, the Melbourne Storm, and well done to the All Blacks as well for releasing Leo, who debuted for the All Black Sevens in 2022. He represented the Olympics and the Commonwealth Games, Brian.
Yeah, we got the intel, didn't we?
Yeah.
As Paul said, he was looking at another Sevens player.
How did we know? Was it a listener who tipped off that if
Yes.
it was going to be Moses Leo?
No, it was. I think it was Kirst.
Kirsty.
Yeah, we asked Kurt,
Yeah.
and Kirst said, I think it could be Moses.
Yeah.
So the drums were beating over in New Zealand. So yeah, I'm not backing him not to make it.
Nope. NRLW Magic Round in Newcastle. Now, speaking about Magic Round, a big story today. Well, Newcastle, that is, NRL.com.
Yes.
We'll get to that. And Tamika Upton, who you'd argue is the player of the NRLW, Brian, or has
Yep.
been for the last 3 years.
Yeah, she's returning to Queensland because she wanted an immediate release, and she was on a 3-year contract, and she was on a big whack.
Yeah.
she's one of the higher paid players.
Four-time premiership winner, Brian.
Yeah.
Success leaves clues, and it just follows her. 2023 Dalian medalist, right there last year as well. Just has her fingerprints all over success when it comes to NRLW, representative honours. She's a gun.
Yeah, so they're saying she would return to Queensland, be closer to home after private family circumstances changed. So, well done for Newcastle letting it go too.
Yeah, absolutely. So back on, that was Pamela Wiley through the Daily Telegraph reporting on that one. But the Magic Round, which I think is a great initiative for the NRLW via NRL.com, the Australian Rugby League Commission, today announced that the inaugural 2025 NRLW Magic Round would be played at Newcastle McDonald Jones Stadium. Now, by the way, they've also picked up the decider if it was to happen for the NRLW State of Origin series as well. The announcement is part of a 3-year agreement with the New South Wales government, which will see NRLW Magic Round played in regional locations in New South Wales between 2025 and 2027. Magic Round has been one of the great success stories of the game, and it is wonderful to replicate the carnival and fun. For the NRLW Premiership, ARLC Chairman Peter V'landys has said all 12 teams will play across 2 days in Newcastle with all the innovation and excitement of Magic Round, but now with our best female players. Mr. V'landys confirmed the 2026 and 2027 NRLW Magic Rounds would be played in different regional locations. So, Brian, if Newcastle's got the first crack at it,
yes,
and they've got it for 3 years,
yep,
2026 and 2027, New South Wales regional areas, what would be the front runners?
So it's definitely going to be New South Wales.
Yes, according to this, yes.
Do we go out?
New South Wales government, yes.
Okay. I would say Canberra.
Canberra
Might get a one.
Wagga.
Are we going that? Oh, okay. I thought you might need a bigger stadium. But
Tamworth.
Well, the stadiums aren't as big.
Yeah.
What about?
See, if they absolutely nail Newcastle.
What about Allianz?
No, regional. They're going regional.
Okay.
If they nail Newcastle, like absolutely fill the joint out, which Newcastle are very good at that, it'd be very tempting
to take it.
We've
had this discussion about the men's. There's no other place to. But that's perfect.
Yeah.
Suncorp,
Coffs Harbour, Port Macquarie, their sort of areas as well.
Whether it's like Newcastle is a big. If you're saying it's regional, it is a very big regional town. What about Wynn? Would you take it down to Wynn, Brooksy?
Nah, not regional enough.
Not regional enough.
Nah, I'll tell you who I'm going to back just purely on accommodation because they've handled so many huge events across the state. Coffs Harbour. I know you don't get the big crowd that you'd get at Newcastle.
What about the stadium? Could the stadium handle it?
Yeah, the stadium. Yeah, you wouldn't get the same crowd you get at Newcastle, but mate, Coffs Harbour, it is raining accommodation.
Okay.
I reckon Coffs Harbour will certainly be one.
All right. You need the big stadium though.
You do. What else is happening in rugby league, Brian? As we scroll down the page, Toby Rudolf.
To
miss a month, including Vegas match. Danny Wilder. 9 News. Rudolf spoke about re-injuring his shoulder after surfing in Bali. Oh, that hurts. Here's what he had to say, by the way.
After the medical reviews, which were about 3 or 4 days after the last game, I think it was, I just said I had a sore shoulder. I'd only played 4 days before, and usually a sore shoulder just goes away. Then I was overseas and realised it wasn't getting much better. Heard it against surfing, and everyone that sort of had a look at it, myself included, didn't think it was that bad. And then I must just be too tough for my own good, and then the scans came back and turned out I needed surgery.
Were you catching a wave? You fell on it? What happened?
Yeah, over in Bali I was getting 6-foot barrels, case later over here. And just sort of jumped over a lip, got hit by it and got sort of flattened over the rocks and my arm in an awkward position. So come up out of that, realised it was a bit sore, and as the days went on, it just didn't go away. And as soon as I come back here, the staff at the Sharks were really good, got me straight in for a scan. They realised it was a bit more sinister than first thought.
Spoke very well, a bit more sinister.
Yeah.
6-foot barrels.
I think he's tossing that up.
Yeah. The fact that he heard it in the surf, or that he was doing 6-foot barrels.
That both. Knowing Toby Rudolf, I'd like to see his vision.
The sinister vision.
A lot of shoulders going down.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how they all sort of go? Like we had a lot of knees. Now it's all shoulders. We've got the Clearys.
Yeah.
The Blazers.
Yeah.
Now the Tobys.
Yeah, the Tobies. Clearys, the Blazers, the Tobys. Tommy Hazelton, Jessica Loon, Howard Tapua, Braden Hamlin-Ueli, all potentials to start at prop in Vegas. What injuries have you had surfing, Brian?
Because Fletch on his surfing injury. Nothing like that. I did cut my toe getting into. We went out to the Mentawais. No, not Mentawais, the Tello Islands, and I cut my foot getting back onto the boat.
Yeah.
So I fin chopped myself.
Oh.
Anyway, we get back into the hotel, and we don't know the new because there's two houses, and on the other house, because we arrived, it was the first day we were surfing there. It was a team of doctors.
Oh, perfect.
So it was perfect. But the guy was a neurosurgeon, and he was
Even better.
Even better. But my mates wouldn't allow him to do it until after dinner, until he was blind.
What?
So
Your own mates?
Yeah, they said, you're not getting it done now. You got to get it.
Oh, no.
So they were feeding him tequila. He was a little fella.
Yeah.
He couldn't stand up.
Really?
And I was encouraging and all.
Yeah.
So we put my foot up on the
So
table.
pressure. Some get it and buy it.
He nailed it.
Did he?
Yeah, nailed it. No scar. He did such a good job. And they were like, as he was doing it, he couldn't stand up, and they were just feeding him tequila and everything. Yeah, it's quite funny.
How'd you handle the pain? Well, he was all over that.
We got he had his little kit with him.
Did he?
Yeah, so we had anaesthetic.
Oh, good. How lucky is that?
Yeah, because I would have been. It was day one too.
Yeah.
So we're there for 10 days. I would have been filthy. Because the guy
So could you go back to surf after that or no?
Yeah.
Oh, you could.
He just stitched it up, and I just strapped it. But
Oh.
the guy on the boat, the guide on the boat, was shaking doing it because he goes, "Oh, we got to stitch these," and then he goes, "Oh, I don't think I can do it." Like I felt real sorry for him. He's only a young kid. But then when we get back to land,
How
you
lucky
wouldn't
was
believe
that?
it. The team of doctors.
Mate, you're one of those blokes. You could flush down the toilet, and you'd come back up with a plumber's license.
No, not really.
You are, Brian.
I'm not.
You are.
No, I'm not.
You are.
I'm not.
What's
I showed
clarity,
the toe.
mate?
Show the toe.
What do they call a very bad surfer or a pretend surfer? That would be me.
Kook.
A kook.
Yeah.
How do you spell kook?
K-O-O-K.
K-O-O-K. I was a kook. And living in Port Macquarie, so you'd swim across to, my mates were very, very good surfers. You'd swim across to the North Shore.
Yep.
And then you get over there, and you'd be up on the big rocks there, and you had to time your dive
Ah, yes.
with the swell.
Yep.
And so I'd gone over there as a kook. And
Board or booger board?
I would have been on a boogie board.
Yeah.
And they've all jumped in with their surfboards. And as the swells come out, I've just landed straight on the rocks, bang, cut the smithereens. And I was off. That was it.
Yeah, you got to keep going.
I couldn't. Man, I was bleeding from all angles.
Yeah, you're fine. What do we got here?
Open
Hey,
line.
boys, not sure if you knew this, but Canberra's in the ACT, not New South Wales. Azza from DY. Sorry, Azza.
Okay, that's a fair point. New South Wales
Yeah.
government was stipulated.
A guy looking very much like John Bateman
Oh, okay.
spotted outside the Beatson Hotel on Caxton Street.
So Beatson Hotel was formerly Gambarro's, wasn't it? And now the NRL's renamed it to the
Yep.
Beatson Hotel. Okay.
So
So
do we think? Let's
that's
look at.
Gus territory, isn't it? So if you want to go in a covert mission, how about you go to the NRL's own pub
Yes,
or a drink?
outside. But could you see Madge digging John Bateman? Is Johnny Bateman a Madge player?
No ties there, is there?
No.
Here, there's no ties. Rob, any ties here? No ties here.
No Ty Webb. I would suggest he does like tough players.
Mm.
So that's a tick for Johnny.
Tell us the price, son. That's what it comes down to, isn't it?
$650
Oh,
more.
no.
No, I think that's what he'd be on.
Yeah.
$650, $700.
What would you take him for? And with his departure from the West Tigers, he'd kind of like to take him on the cheap and prove him, wouldn't he? Prove him wrong, don't you reckon?
Yeah. The Tigers, it's untenable, as they say.
Mm.
They would probably kick in half. Yeah, I'd take him.
For 300?
300.
Mid-threes?
I'm taking him.
Bronco
yes.
Bateman.
It's a yes from me.
Okay, Ash, we're giving it a yes. We've turned our chairs for you. Let's go to Harrington Park. John's there. John, hello.
G'day, Sugar. G'day, Fletch. How you going?
Good,
Yeah,
Johnny boy.
boys. Johnny.
I was at Camden Lakeside last Wednesday just to say hi to Bossy and Brandon. Now, I did mention something to them which you've got a text on before, which was about Mr. Penasini and his wife naming their first child Willie, but then doubling down and naming their second child Richard. What's going on?
Oh, Willie and Dickie. Yeah. Oh,
I
and
like
Pe-
it.
Yeah, and penis in the surname. This is Heckos. This is Heckos, and I think Will's middle nickname is Morton. No, I'm just looking at it. I look at Wikipedia. His middle name is Will. Willie Morton Schlong III Penasini. No, it is. Yeah, it's out of it.
So there you go. There you go, boys.
Very clever, Johnny.
What about those families? Are you one of those families? No, you're not. But you know they name all their kids with the same letter? Do you like that? You know, the Kardashians do that?
We've got friends who've got, I think they've got 7 kids, and they all start with a Z.
Z?
Yeah.
How do you get Z? There's Zach.
There's
Let me guess.
Ziggy, Zali.
Zaid?
Zoe. There's a Zoe, yeah. There's a Zoe.
Zoe? I couldn't think of 7
Yeah,
Zs.
I think there's 7, 5, 6, there's 6 or 7 kids.
Zane.
Yeah,
I said Zach.
Yeah. Hello to the Lessers, by the way, if you're listening.
Yeah, sorry.
It's a run home with Joel and
Zampa?
Fletch. Plenty more still to come after that.